Right on Main Street in Pecos is Casa de Herrera restaurant. For over 30 years, the husband and wife team behind this operation have been cranking out home-style favorites. Their reputation for candies and desserts as serious as that of their chili. So Joanne, can you tell me a little bit about the history of this casa?
It used to belong to my grandfather. He owned the property here, and he had several apartments and stuff, and he owned a store and a lounge. It was probably from the 30s.
The 30s?
Yeah.
Are there stories to some of those old photos that are in the back there?
Yes, there were several people that worked for my grandfather. In fact, if you look at one of the pictures that's there, the case that's right behind him is the case that I have here in my restaurant.
Wow.
So it's survived many, many years.
Right.
We've identified some of the people that are in there, but some we still don't know. It's kind of neat because it starts a conversation. It starts a conversation with the elders, and to me, that's a good way to preserve the history of Pecos.
Right. Now, has food and cooking kind of been part of that family heritage that you're now continuing?
Actually, no. If someone would have told me I was going to be running a restaurant, I would have thought they were out of their mind. But it just so happened that when I married Jerry, he used to cook.
Oh.
And so when I married him, we decided to go into business.
Okay. What Joanna has been too modest to mention, though, is she's the one who's making all those sweet treats up front.
Oh, I took a class and started making some candy, and then I took another class and started baking. The more I did it, the more I liked doing it. So that's how come I tell everybody, Jerry does everything with salt and I do everything with sugar. And it seems to have worked out well over the years.
Yeah, it's a good balance, right?
Yeah.
No doubt, they've got you covered. But they're not the only kids on the block. Just up the road is Frankie's at the Casa Nova. Upon entry to Frankie's, the architecture and ambiance can make your jaw drop. Definitely not what I was expecting when ducking into an unassuming adobe building in the middle of Pecos. From the artwork to the fixtures, every detail oozes charm. And that goes for the guys behind it all too. Well, gentlemen, I have to tell you, this is a beautiful restaurant. You know, you have the old adobe, which just reminds you of old New Mexico, and it looks like it's seen some days.
Building goes back to about 1911. It took about 3.5 years to build. All adobe, all the beams are hand hewn. Everything in here was from the local forest and stuff.
It's pretty much in its original shape. I mean, there's a picture above the fireplace that shows what it looked like in 1936.
It was originally called Harrison's Casa Nova. It was once a jail. And I understand that the owner was also the municipal judge.
Oh, wow.
And there were times when the bar would be going and he would pound the gavel and say, the bar is closed, hold court, and reopen the bar.
All in one spot. I guess back then you had to have a multi-purpose kind of place. Right?
And I believe that being a multi-purpose back then was the key to the building still standing, was in a small village like this, it has to have multiple purposes. That's really been the key for us through our 17 years in business, is just recognizing that we operate in a village, and the village is all levels of income, all different types of people, and accommodating and being the center of the community.
The warmth of the people running this place sets the tone for everything else. They've created an atmosphere honoring the northern New Mexican dishes they serve up day in and day out. With a few steaks and seafood options and a huge dessert menu, it's clear why it's an institution.